You're now tuning in to Max Files Podcast.
Welcome to the Max Files. My name is Max.
Hello, my name is Barry.
Barry, what's going on? How you doing?
Good. How are you today?
I'm doing great, thank you. Yeah, it's the end of the year, and I wanted to get our podcast going. I have a lot of exciting things to do this year, and I wanted to get you on the show. I want to essentially talk about the strength and recovery of solar this year and how it's going to expand into 2024. Right now, our reach is so limited, so we're trying to expand on the social media so that we can reach other energy consultants and not necessarily meet all energy consultants, but meet people out there that have basic jobs or just small gigs. The power of solar. I want to talk about the opportunity, the money, where it leads us to all over the country, and then I'm going to continue for a little bit. I met you three years ago during the pandemic. Solar was kind of on pause at the time because the door-to-door teams, people that were going into the homes, essentially they couldn't knock on doors because of COVID. You had to wear a mask.
Correct.
So what expanded during the pandemic was Zoom
Correct.
and virtual sessions. So people were able to essentially FaceTime a homeowner and sit down with them in their own home from their own couch.
Correct. And other factors. I mean, people were staying home, hence their bills were much higher. So it was a good climate for a virtual, upgrade of someone's home, if you will, to keep their bills in order. No one went to work, so everybody was home, and the whole family 24 hours a day. So their electric bills skyrocketed.
I want everyone to know who's watching this podcast that I am the number one solar door-to-door consultant in the state of Florida. Okay? And I don't have all the records and stats to prove that, but if you left me in the field for 30 days with a bunch of the top solar energy consultants, I'm coming out number one. Okay? And this podcast and this show is to not just promote solar, okay, but on the Max Files, we would like to promote our solar business because I'm doing people a disservice by not letting them know exactly what we have going on in this business. So Barry and I run a team in our solar division platform of about 30 right now active.
Yep, I'd say, or more.
30 plus active energy consultants, people that came from basic jobs, people that came off Indeed, people that came off Craigslist, people that met somebody at a bathroom or in a backyard barbecue. Solar's not just the best way to make money right now. It's honestly the simplest. All you have to do is have an open mind, just like going to the gym in the morning when you don't want to go to the gym. You got to be open-minded to learn exactly what solar is. When I first got into solar, I needed it so bad. I needed something for me to stop giving up on, and solar ended up being that platform. But I started off virtually. And the way that I'm grasping my words right now is I had to express myself to people on the phone via cold calling. And what I realized after making so many cold calls was it's not what I was saying, it was the way that I was delivering it. I happened to meet Barry, and then I happened to meet another recruit who essentially said, Max, you have a great look. If you could just clean yourself up a little bit and you go out and you go speak to homeowners at their doors, you'll make more sales. And I was like, that's crazy. I'm never knocking on doors. I'm not going to do that. Me and Barry separated early in that first solar situation, working with another partner. Me and Barry continued to speak, and Barry's twice my age. So in this show, I want everyone to understand I can work and build relationships with older people, and so can you. And there's so much power and strength in meeting someone who's twice my age, but we can relate on so many things. So, if you're watching this, you need to be open-minded out there, and you really need to be able to speak to anybody. That's one of the greatest skill sets that solar has actually helped me as well. When you go into the field, you meet so many homeowners, you have to react to their emotions, their highs, their lows. So I could speak to anybody at any time, no matter what. It's just a matter of I do intercept or I do want to respond to what they said or their energy. Lil Wayne says in one of his songs, I'm not going to curse on this podcast, I just want every girl in the world. Like, I can't even speak to every single person in the world. And that's why we're coming out with this episode so that people can really get to know who we are. Okay? So I just want to explain to whoever's watching this, Barry, who's sitting on the right of me, is very unique. Now, in the world, in the workspace, you want to work with people that are fun and good to work with. I have a fun time working with Barry. It's not like he's carrying dead weight on my shoulders. He knows when to leave me alone. He knows when to press me. And Barry can also play offense and defense. Barry, if you could, talk about some offense. When I first met you, you were closing deals. Now you're overseeing 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 jobs at once. How has solar changed for you from attacking every day and building? Guys, when Barry speaks to homeowners, he builds so much trust with them that they end up becoming his best friend by the end of the phone call. 8 out of 10 times. He's not going to win everybody over, but he's able to process what they're saying to get the people to go where he wants to go. So Barry, tell us, what's going on?
Well, you pointed out earlier, our backgrounds are a little bit different, and you quickly jumped out into the field after the pandemic and started knocking on doors basically as people were just getting the vaccine. I remained virtual. I was homebound, but what I did to, uh, broaden that is I started hooking up with various installers. So I was doing multiple states, Texas, Mississippi, Carolinas, Virginia, Pennsylvania. I mean, just New York, all over the place.
Guys, on this episode, you're going to learn more about solar and the insides to solar than any other channel out there. We're going to give you the secrets and the tools because as the leader of my company, I even go into the field with the basic new rep who's been in the company for a few months. Most of these other solar leaders out there or guys that run solar companies, they don't really care about the guy at the bottom of the food chain. We really do care. If you walk in that office, I'm saying hello to you. I want to know how you feel. It's not going to be an hour conversation, but if you're in the building, I'm not going to treat you like you don't exist. Okay, in our company, we take those new guys to the field. We show people how to make money. I don't expect someone just to know how to go make money. We have to show you how to do it.
Yeah, no, I agree. And to add to that, when we get someone new walking in the door and we, watch them for 30 days, 45 days, and we realize they're going to be, they're going to be a member of the team, we embrace them like their family. And it's a great culture.
And once I mastered door to door, what I realized was that I could sell anything. Absolutely anything. And I need to give that back to people because I will not get to the point where I want to go in my life if I don't give. So I need to give way more than I get. This podcast is a free podcast for all to watch. You don't just have to love solar. You could just like us as human beings. Barry and I together need to do more things like this. How do you feel?
I feel great. It's holiday season. I'm well rested.
Mm-hmm.
I feel great, and I'm ready for 2024.
It's awesome.
And I'm ready to broaden the horizons a little bit. I think you should stay in the door-to-door space. That's where you are most comfortable, and
I get invited to these door-to-door events, and I will be going. It's just right now I'm so focused on what we have going. Even 2 hours of time to go to one of these events right now is a little tight. In the month of October, we did 75 solar deals, okay? And that's just in the state of Florida. That's new signed contracts. It's one thing to sign a solar contract. It's great, congratulations. But it's one thing to get the job really installed. Would you agree?
Sure.
Because the money's not real
Sure.
unless those panels are in that roof. It's what, monopoly money?
To some degree, yeah. There's a, high percentage of cancellations due to various reasons, not any one single reason. And engineering comes out, the guy has too many trees, his roof can't support it because it's aged. There's a lot of factors.
It's awesome.
The guy gets cold on it. He thought he was, sold too hard maybe, and his neighbor said something bad about it or something like that. So there are a lot of reasons, but hopefully we're gonna, expand this thing out. We're gonna broaden our reach. I think this is still very, very ripe for a call center. And I still think, you're not going to get the same percentages of closes that you might get, but dollar for dollar, I think there's great opportunity. And for somebody who can, feels comfortable talking to somebody on Zoom. And honestly, a lot of the people, they don't really even want to see you sometimes. So I ask them, would you like to do a Zoom call with me? I'll send you a link. They say, no, 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 no. Just the phone would be great. They want to do it leisurely. They want to do it in their nightgown. They're home. They don't want me to come invade them. So there's a lot of people like that too. So, and I've sold many deals like that, but, without looking at them. But I prefer to look at them to make some eye contact. I feel a better connection
There's so
when I
much
do.
value that I want to deliver on this show, but it's just like which angle to go. There are cancellations and everything in life, and solar door to door teaches rejection. I don't want people to think this is just a door to door episode. This is not, because I could sell, we can sell over the phone, we can sell virtually, and we do. But right now, we have a exclusive partnership with the company. Barry's wearing the sweatshirt. It's called Electric Rack Solar. It's a beautiful sweatshirt, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't even have one.
They gave them out at the Christmas party.
They had a Christmas party. Yes, I was in Disney World at the time.
I should have got you one, actually.
It's okay. I'd wear it to the gym.
I'll get you one. Don't worry about it.
So
There were plenty leftovers.
solar's beaten me up like a little kid in the park over the past few years. I was partnering with different solar installation companies, and these companies were either subcontractors or different types of EPCs. And I worked with some really good people in the solar industry. I got burnt a few times. I got burnt more times than I've actually won in this industry, but I still haven't given up. Solar has now become I took my car and I wrapped it with a solar sticker all over the car. Cost me thousands of dollars. It was in English, it was in Spanish, it was call me, zero money down. So I went all in on solar. Started making a lot of money. I made so much money in solar, I didn't know what to do with it. I got I've made some poor decisions, but at the end of the day, I learned from those decisions, and I didn't expect at 26 to start making $50, $60, $75,000 a month off solar panels. But it happened, and I didn't give up. And then the money started pouring in, 10,000, 20,000. I made $40,000 in one day off one woman. I got her lead off a lead list. I called her. I signed up 3 houses. I was at her house. It was the night of the war in Russia. And she got installed, all 3 houses. It was a $280,000 deal. And she gave me a Modelo at the end of the presentation. Really cool.
I remember that. Yeah.
So I've lost a lot of people in solar, but what I mean by that is we had reps that worked for our company, and if they don't see deals, either they lost their attitude or they're not working. There's 3 reasons why people don't get solar from a representative. There's 3 reasons why. The first reason why somebody wouldn't go solar is 1, they don't understand what you're saying. 2, you're socially awkward. And 3, they don't qualify, okay? And right now, to qualify for a solar system, Barry, let's get into some specifics. What do you need to qualify for solar?
You have to be bankruptcy free in recent years,
Mm-hmm.
and you got to have a credit score of right around 650 or better.
Okay.
and that's pretty much the threshold.
Do you have to own the house or can you rent it?
No, you have to be a homeowner, or you could have it could be you could be living in your mother's home that your mother owns.
Barry,
You'll
how old
still
are you?
qualify. 63.
Have you ever seen an opportunity for for a representative to go make 5 or 10 grand in 2 hours?
No, I would have to say no. With minimal training and minimal skills and experience, no, I have not.
When we came over to Rack Solar about 4 months ago, I was not in solar. I was not even in solar in the beginning of 2023. I was done. In January of 2023 was the biggest explosion, not the biggest solar explosion. It was the largest construction scam in the state of Florida's history. But I'll say it again. It was the largest construction scam in the state of Florida's history. We were partnered with a company that was putting panels on these customers' roofs without our knowledge, and they didn't work. So we got a phone call on a Thursday. They owe us $1 million over the course of the next 4 or 5 months. We got a call from a middleman. Hey, we can't pay you tomorrow. I'm like, what do you mean you can't pay us tomorrow? We're owed $140,000. Unfortunately, we have no other details at this moment. We'll call you next Thursday. Click. I was at a sushi restaurant. I got the phone call, and I'm like, okay, this is actually in October of 2022. So 3 months later in January, the story finally comes out that the owners of the installation company were doing 600 homes a month. And I was only doing 50. Who was doing the other 550 jobs? There were other solar organizations in the state of Florida giving them deals. The whole thing blew up, exploded. I was done with solar. I wanted nothing to do with it. We had 40 reps at the time. We had to explain to the reps why they weren't getting paid. The solar company went out. I was finito, finished. See you later. Sayonara, done. Took a few months. My son was born in April of this year. A few months later, guess who comes to me? Barry, who came? Barry comes over to Max and Will, and he goes, "You got to look at this." I go, "Look at what? I'm not getting into solar. I'm not doing it." He's like, "Just be open-minded. You got to just be open-minded." And the sweatshirt that he's wearing is the company we now are still partnered with, and we are very grateful for our relationship with Rack. Rack Solar's parent company is Rack Electric. Rack Electric has been in business for 30 years. They did electrical work in the Guitar Hotel down in Hollywood. That big Guitar Hotel, Rack was a part of that project. Every single Tesla charger at Wawa comes from Rack Electric, or was built in some way, or Cohenhurst with Rack. And I believe they're in Georgia as well.
Yeah, and they service them as well. They have a lifetime, I think it's a lifetime contract. I can't swear. Maybe it is year to year. I don't know. But they service these units because they need service all the time.
Yeah, so solar was done, and now we're back in the game with Rack Solar, okay? Rack Solar, I even have the vinyl sticker on my car. It says Rack Solar. Rhiannon gave me the sticker. So essentially, we have the #1 solar installation company in the state of Florida, okay? And we are looking for talent out there in the state of Florida, right? We are only in Florida for solar right now, correct? With Rack? Correct?
Correct.
And we're able to service the whole state.
Correct. And, the owner of the company, Jesse Rack, in fact, just last week at the Christmas party, he really, really made a point as he was speaking, at the Christmas party as he was getting ready to raffle off presents and things. And he really, really has the highest hopes for the solar division of any one of his 6 or 7 divisions. It's a pretty broad company. And so he's really looking for some, A players, if you will, to really come in there and blow this thing up.
If you're watching this show, okay, and you're looking to get into the hottest industry, please reach out to us in either our links or our DMs, emails. Get in touch with us, swipe up, whatever, however we're gonna do it, and make sure that you click and inquire. Let's set up a call. Let's get you, invited in. Let's do a virtual call. We're looking to roam the whole state right now. For all the people watching this, there's 10 million homes about in the state of Florida, and only 150,000 homes have solar. So that's 1.5% right now. And every week throughout Broward, Dade, West Palm Beach, Port St. Lucie, Brevard County, there are more homes going solar than ever. Orlando is booming solar right now. Tampa, booming. The whole Gold Coast in the state of Florida, booming. So everyone says they want to get into real estate, right? And I'm like, that's awesome. Where are you going to get your leads? And 8 out of 10 times they'll say either my company is going to give me the leads. Do you understand, when you get leads in real estate from the company, you're losing so much of a fee because that lead is provided to you. With our model, you make your own money on your own leads. We don't want to take thousands of dollars providing you with the lead. Go make your own money, but we do provide leads to reps. If you need leads and you really don't want to go put leads in in your pocket, we'll give you guys leads.
Yeah, and if you're out there and uh, all through the state of Florida, I mean, if you're in Pensacola on the Alabama border in the Panhandle, we want to hear from you.
Mm-hmm.
If you are in Tallahassee, we want to hear from you. If you're in Jacksonville, we want to hear from you. So, or anywhere down the central spine of Florida into Tampa, and certainly our probably next big move, I think, is going to be Dade County. I'm not going to elaborate too much right now as to why the timing for Dade County is so important and so relative to 2024. We'll save it for another episode, but there is a gaping hole there, and I think we'll see some movement in there here. Hopefully, I would say in the coming weeks.
Solar, I take a deep breath, and like I said earlier in the show, I could sell anything, but why am I putting so much energy for solar? One, I know that we can run a massive leadership program teaching young entrepreneurs, even older entrepreneurs. We have 50-year-olds on our team that love it. This is the most fun they've had in 30, 40 years. Okay? You walk into someone's home, you evaluate their electric bill, and then you save them money on what they're already paying. You're just replacing a liability if they do buy it with an asset, or you're just redirecting the way they power their home. Takes about an hour to complete the full transaction, and then they'll get their solar, and then it helps them save money on their bill. But why am I not selling cars? Why am I not doing private jet chartering? Why am I not doing boats? One, I don't need a license to sell solar. I didn't have to take a test. These guys that go to real estate schools pay $500. You need a test to sell a real estate contract. With solar, you don't need a license. So we're still in the wild, wild west. Still, after all these years, by now, if you're watching this, you've heard that word solar before. 4 years ago, you may have not. And to the people watching this, I say this all the time. Barry, do you have a home phone?
No.
Does anybody in here have a home phone? No. Why? What do they use?
Cell phones.
They use a cell phone. It's a revolution. We're going from the home phone right now, which is FPL, or your local utility company, whoever you're assigned to, you have to use them. You're mandated to use them. There's no other option. We're going to switch you to the cell phone. Solar, independent, wireless. You're your own boss. You don't have to rely on the only boss in town to provide your power. You don't need a license to do that. You don't need a license to sit down with someone and show them a $50,000 to $100,000 contract. And there's no money down. There's no money down. Sign here, Bob. And it pays thousands of dollars. Like I said, in October, we did 75. We started in July. We had 0. We started in July, we started a brand new division. Okay? August, started growing. October, we have 25 reps again. We're like, you know what? Let's go take over. We want to get to a few hundred representatives. And I don't mind. We want to help people get to where they want to be. If you're looking to work for the top solar organization, especially in the state of Florida, and you're looking for a new opportunity, please check us out. We're looking for talent. Let's speak. All right, so Barry, where do you see solar this year in 2024?
I think it's going to be a very good rebound year. You know, it's been with the rise of interest rates, as you well know,
Mhm.
we've discussed it at length. You know, rising as high as they've been in decades. You know, definitely put a big hamper on 2023 uh, until about mid-year when a number of companies began to reintroduce solar leasing. So that opened up a whole entire new venue for uh, for being able to sell the product.
Wait, so you're telling me that in the first half of the year, it went from a lot of sales. People were buying loans. They were taking out loans for solar. Now they're doing leases.
Correct.
What is a lease?
Okay. So a lease is different than a sale. Number one, in a lease, the homeowner doesn't own the panels. The bank owns the panels.
The bank owns the panels.
The panels, like kind of like leasing a car. Pretty
Mhm.
much the same thing. And you just get to use it and get the benefit of it. You get to use it every single day. You get to go drive it every day and do your errands and do whatever you would do. So leasing, it alleviates a lot of problems. The person's not responsible for them. If they break, they're not responsible. If they own them, they are responsible, even though there is a limited warranty. But there's a lot of things that,
So you're telling me that you can make, as a sales energy consultant or solar specialist, you can make 5 or 10 grand, not selling it, just leasing it,
correct.
and I don't need a license to do that.
You don't need a license to do that.
What do I need in order to just
A desire. Basically, you need a desire. You got to want to take charge of your life and take charge of your destiny. And I think that's really all you need is a desire. And I think if you can come to terms with that as an individual and apply yourself here into this, you will have great success.
I want to give tips out to, I appreciate that. I want to give tips out to anyone that is in solar right now, people that could, learn from this. A lot of people aren't going to understand why you're going out and meeting homeowners 4 or 5 hours a day to set up energy consulting time slots for homeowners to sit with us. They're going to wonder why your life is changing, what you're doing. They're going to tell it. And my biggest advice to people is you don't have to tell everyone everything. It's not really your mom or dad's business what you're doing. We have a young gentleman on our team. He's 18 years old. He started with us 3 months ago, and he's going to get on an episode later on. He started 3 months ago. He's 18 years old. He's going to FAU. It's a college down here, and he's our youngest rep. But he's grasping and he has the desire to go out there, and
He does.
he's closing deals now. He started 3 months ago. He couldn't even talk to the wall. Now he's closing deals in homes by himself. He's going into homes with 50-year-old, 60-year-old homeowners. He's 18. Just by coming to the meetings and joining, it's not a cult. It's a family we have over here in our operation. Everyone treats everyone with respect, okay? We do everything ethically. Everyone needs to sign a code of ethics. Why are code of ethics so important?
I think it's the ground rules. It's
Based on the industry right now, there are a lot of solar companies out there not doing right by homeowners. Like I said, we're still in the wild, wild west. So if you are going to go solar, I like to sleep at night, Barry. You're either going to go with our partners, Rack Solar. Okay, there is a few other ones out there in Florida. We're not the only ones, but we are one of the most elite ones. We have the best permitting times, constant communication. When you go buy a car, do you ever speak to the car salesman really ever again unless there was a problem with the car? It's really rare. And then they don't really, once you buy something from a salesman, they really, there's a lot, like what I've been noticing is a lot of salesmen don't want to deal with you after the sale is done. With our team and our communication, we love to treat homeowners with all the respect and treat them like a name, not a number on a sheet. We reach out to our homeowners post install. We want referrals. Hey, how you doing? Happy holidays. You know, we stay in constant communication because that's what builds the Rack brand. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, and these are, you know, it's different than a car. Car drives around and moves around. A house is stationary.
Mm-hmm.
So once those panels go on that house, you know, the neighbors walk out of their home every day, and what do they see? They see the house and they notice, oh yeah, look at, boy, wow. You know, so they see that every day, and you know, a lot of them get curious. So it's a very
By the
good
way,
referral type business.
we just bought a property, a model home, just so we could put the panels on and record. So we actually should do an episode at the house while the panels are going on the roof. That'd be pretty cool. The house is in Port St. Lucie. The whole goal was to buy this property just to put panels on the roof. Once the panels go on the roof, all the neighbors are going to see the panels go on the roof, and then we're going to get them to go solar, and then we're going to utilize that capital to pay down the loan on the house. Solar is relevant to the 2012 Bitcoin bubble when it went from $1 up to a couple $100. We're still at those early days still. You know, it's definitely been a journey, Barry. You know, what would you say is the tough part about the industry for you?
It's a good question.
Because I have answers in my mind for you. It's your. I feel like in my mind, it's your relationships with the sales reps.
No
Communication?
No, I find that the communication's good. You know, my relationship with them is good. You know, some days are better than others, but by and large, it's all good.
Okay.
You know, it's just, I think, keeping the energy there, you know, coming off a bad few days, and have to like reignite the fire, if you will, to get the group active. Again, I'm not as familiar with door to door as you. But if you're asking me that what's the toughest part, it's just that daily excitement, you know, it's that daily fire that sometimes seems to extinguish itself, you know, and then all of a sudden we'll have like a real good day, and it's, you know, it might last for 3 or 4 days, and then it simmers. So it's the up and down kind of thing, and maybe that's just the nature of door to door.
I really can't say it enough. Like, I watch these solar CEOs all over Instagram, and I'm not really trying to build a hate with you guys, but you guys really are just using social media to suck people in your trap. Okay. What we do is we actually help our sales reps and our energy consultants get the money they want. Richard is 21 years old, and he's getting $8,700 this Tuesday. It's a big check for a 21-year-old, $8,700, and that's just off a couple jobs. You know, Richard, who's also going to be coming on the show in the near future, he speaks 2 languages. He speaks Portuguese. He speaks English. We have a diverse portfolio of energy consultants in the office. We have Creole speakers. We have English speakers. We have Spanish speakers. My Spanish has actually gotten way much better from going door to door, and you guys will start to see more of that as I continue to go. But, you know, what I've realized is it's not what we say, it's how we say it. So if we're able to just get the person's attention and get their emotions going, we're able to start attracting talent, you know? I know you smile when you think of reps that have came to the office. Is there anyone in particular, you know, any good stories you want to share from the office that
You know, there's many, and they're all unique. You know, I don't know how much time we have here on this particular episode, but, you know, I probably could take an hour to tell you about, you know, the majority of them, you know, and oftentimes they'll surprise me, you know, day to day, their drive and their willingness to suck it up. And
Do some of the
we've got a little young 18-year-old girl, who comes to mind. Uh, you know, people say I try not to favor her, but people kind of think I do sometimes. And
Phil Jackson favored Kobe Bryant.
yeah, I know, and I've kind of become like her grandpa, and I feel like her grandpa, honestly. And she'll call me when she's down, on certain days, and I'll just stay on the phone with her for a half hour as she's riding to an appointment, and she says to me, she thanks me so much because I've given her so much. Just hearing my voice somehow soothes her, and it's a beautiful thing. And then I'll see her post an hour later. She sells her job. She posts it on our Slack channel, and I see, and then she calls me on the way home, and she thanks me, and that's very gratifying for me.
We have a lot of CRM systems in our company. We want everyone to we want everyone to track their deals better than ever before. Right now, especially with our accounting, like if you work with our company or with our partners, you will meet us and you'll see that we are transparent about everything from accounting to your deal project management to your lead flow to just the energy in the group chats. Like when people are closing deals in our office, we're not physically all there ringing bells, but you feel the energy in your phone. These guys are slamming deals. These women are slamming deals. And we're all, clapping and shouting and hooraying and partying. And it's a bunch of dopamine at, especially 10 o'clock on a Saturday night, and it's a competition out there. It is, Tate says, if it is the survival of the fittest, then we should compete with each other. And I think it's very healthy that, especially in solar right now, we have women in the office pounding the men with deals. It's when I first came into solar, Barry was closing a lot of deals. And now it's more of like what I realized is we wanted to show this skill and the game to other people. Nipsey Hussle says this in one of his paragraphs. I taught my people how to fish. Some people fished more than me. Some people couldn't fish at all. But at the end of the day, I taught them game. And that's why I like this industry so much, because we can explain it to so many different types of people. And like you said earlier, it's all about their desire. Do you have any questions for me?
No, not really. Again, I just want to reiterate, wherever you are listening to this episode, whether you're in Athens, Georgia, or whether you're in Little Rock, Arkansas, and you want a nice, warm climate, and you want to come down here, I think we're open arms here and welcome people that have the desire to do something with their lives and make a good substantial amount of money and establish themselves wherever it is you land here in this state. There's an opportunity for you here.
Thank you, Barry. Keep rolling? Yeah.
We good?
Yeah, I'll just do some like one-on-ones. You're good. Take a breath. Good job.
No worries. Hey, Brad.
Yeah. Let me just think a second. Max here with the Max Files. Great episode today with Barry. Solar 101 has a partnership with Rack Solar, and we're entering 2024. Just want to say it's going to be the biggest year yet. It's the year of wealth for all of us. If you're looking to join the number one team, like I said earlier in the show, feel free to reach out to us in our DMs, in our emails, blast us, get our attention. We're looking for top talent, whether you're a male, a female, you speak English, you speak Spanish, okay? We're looking for serious, talented hustlers, people that want to go out there and help the world get better by going green, going solar, and especially making a lot of money, having fun doing it. My name is Max. We'll see you next time.